Ladies and gentlemen, after so long, it has finally happened. It has arrived today, and I am going to be reviewing this book. What book, you may ask? Dum. Dum. I'm gonna stop. For everyone who just sat through that bad SpongeBob joke, I apologize. I couldn't think of anything else better to do. But yes, here it is. Deadpool Batman, the first Marvel DC crossover we've had in a little over 20 years. How cool is this? And yes, I did get the Greg Capullo wraparound cover. There were a lot of covers to choose from. This one, I was like, I really am leaning towards this one. So yeah, Deadpool Batman. And yes, in November, we are getting Batman Deadpool by Grant Morrison, which I still can't believe that's an actual thing, right? Like, that is a legit, actual, like, comic that is also happening. Like, I'm... What? So yeah. Yeah, the fact that, like, I'm holding a Marvel DC crossover in this day and age, I don't know what that says about the comic industry on a whole, but what it does tell me is that, like, DC and Marvel got desperate enough to do one of these again. They're going to be doing another one, and one next year. So yeah. So this one, in the old style of, like, Marvel and DC, Marvel does one, then DC does one. This one is written by this Deadpool Batman book is written by Zeb Wells, Zeb Wells, I know, like, let me just get this out of the way right now, because I know some people, like, retched at the thought of that. Zeb Wells, I get it. His Spider-Man run is contentious. But look, the guy, honest to God, is a good writer. I think he is a good writer, and he does have a good Spider-Man run. I do think that, like, everyone over at Spider-Man Editorial has just been the worst. So, and they threw him under the bus. They threw Wells under the bus. Is he 100% blameless on every idea? No. Is he at fault for everything? I absolutely do not believe so. And I've met the guy, like, at MegaCon several times. He is very nice. And I did do an interview, which I sadly lost, with him. And I gotta be honest, he needed the dub. Like, he was so disheveled. Like, he looked just like no one wanted to talk to him. But he was very nice. And I recommend, if you want to read good Zeb Wells books, Helion's, what he did for the Krakoa era of X-Men, I think it's highly underrated. And if you want to read, like, a good Spider-Man book by him, look no further than Spider-Man Dr. Octopus Year 1. That's a great one as well. So, let's talk about this book, because, yeah, again, I am in absolute awe that this comic exists. Like, going to buy it and then seeing it on the rack. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm just going to be stupid for a second. I don't know what it was, but, like, going to the comic shop and seeing the racks, just absolute racks of these books. Like, just absolute, like, seeing Marvel and DC, all the variant covers of Deadpool Batman. It really made me, like, I'm not going to say it didn't make me emotional, but it did make me go, holy shit, I am able to live to see. I mean, technically I lived through the Marvel DC crossover era, but I was too young to appreciate it. But I am now living in an age where this is happening again, and it's going to happen again in the near future. So yeah. Also, this was the only one of the wraparound cover they had, so I grabbed it. There were others, like, there was one cover I saw, I was like, ooh, that's nice, that's $13. I'm not made of money. So, also, this comic is shockingly cheap. I thought, like, with all the backup stories and whatnot, I thought that, like, this comic was going to be, like, $10. It's $7. Not cheap, but, like, cheaper than I thought it'd be. Anyway, so let's get into the main story. The main story is that Batman is on the hunt for the Joker, and essentially Deadpool has shown up in Gotham to take out Batman. That's the story. Like, that is literally it. And a lot of people, like my good friend Matt, called it as like, oh, so Joker hired him. Because of course you would have to have Joker in a book involving Deadpool. Like, you would just have to have it. Also, like, I don't understand the, they do mention that, like, this is a time period, obviously this is, like, Gordon is commissioner, and, but at the same time, there's a painting of Alfred inferring that he's dead, so I'm like, I don't know where the continuity is, but sure. Greg Capullo and Tim Townsend do the artwork. I have to say, they do a great job. Like, they do a fantastic job. And again, like, look at this. I, like, stopped and was like, this is real. Like, this isn't some fan art comic. This isn't, like, unofficial work. This is official. I am seeing Deadpool and Batman fight. I also love that while Deadpool doesn't break the fourth wall, I do really like the fact that, like, he's making jokes about these crossovers. Like, oh, no, we're too evenly matched, so we respect each other and now have to team up. I never said that. You totally did! I would actually not be opposed to Zeb Wells taking over a Deadpool book. I don't know if he has, but if I feel like he could take over a. I would really like to see him do a Deadpool ongoing. I think he'd be. I feel like no one would bother him. Like, no major editorial. Like, I don't know if Deadpool falls under X-Men editorial, but like, I feel like he could really work his magic again. But yeah, his Batman's pretty decent. It's your basic kind of like, I'm dark and brooding Batman. And Joker is okay. I think the plot is just kind of there. But again, this more predicates on Batman and Joker. Deadpool and Joker are meeting, but the story is kind of so-so. I'm not going to lie. The artwork is great, but there's really nothing here. I feel like if this was a full comic, we could get more, but it's really just kind of a so-so story. But I still appreciate it. I still like it. So what about the backups? The backups are all, except one, really good. I think the best one is Chip Zdarsky's and Terry Dodson, who does artwork, Wonder Woman and Captain America. That one is amazing. It basically deals with the final days of World War II and Diana keeping Captain America from killing the Mustache Man, we'll say, and how that affects it. It basically lives in a Marvel DC collaborative world, and we see, like, a cool version of, like, a universe where Diana and Steve exist in a world where, like, the Justice League and Avengers exist in the same universe. You get, like, the Crisis of Infinite Earths with Marvel characters and the Coming of Galactus with DC characters. Kind of like what they did for a brief moment in the Justice League Avengers crossover. They also heavily infer that Steve and Diana are a couple in here, which, again, to all of you who shipped Steve Rogers and Diana, you get your wish. It's canon. Like, it's kind of canon. But yeah, Terry Dodson's a great artist, and this comic is really cool of having these two larger-than-life characters and telling a story that spans the multiverse, really. The next one is Kelly Thompson's Crypto and Jeff the Land Shark, which is really just them playing ball with each other. It's adorable. It's cute. Kelly Thompson, she's one of my favorite writers, and she's just kind of doing something cute here with Crypto and Jeff. And I know it's like, oh, really? They made a Jeff? Why Jeff and Crypto? Because synergy. What character is in a Superman movie? Oh, Crypto. What character is in Marvel Rivals? Oh, Jeff the Land Shark? Don't you want to promote video games and movies? So yeah, it's cute. I really do like it. It's nothing like world-ending. It's exactly what I thought it'd be. Then we come to Kevin Smith and Andy Kubert's Daredevil and Green Arrow, where they're fighting the League of Shadows in the Hand. And Andy Kubert don't miss. Like, let's be real. Andy Kubert don't miss at all. Kevin Smith can be very hit and miss as a writer for me, but this is very concise, and it's a very tight-knit story. It's brief, and it's all right. I do like Ollie using Jack Murdoch's boxing glove in a scene. That was really cool. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. Then we get to the brief story by Al Ewing of Rocket Raccoon and Green Lantern, which it's adorable. It's just the Guardians are accepted into the Green Lantern Corps, and Rocket becomes a Green Lantern, and it leads to Hal becoming Parallax and getting the Infinity Gauntlet. The end. That's it. Then we have Frank Miller doing a Dark Knight Returns and Old Man Logan story, written and drawn by Miller. Now, if this was like 10, 15 years ago, Frank Miller, even then that'd still be bad, but like it'd be a lot more interesting because, good God, Frank, you got to stop drawing and maybe just throw in. You've done enough for the comic industry, because this is below you. And also, he had it's a 2-page fight of them fighting. Obviously, I just repeated myself, sorry. But, like, it's a 2-page fight, and Batman wins and just calls Logan a punk. And that's it. Because, of course, Batman wins. It's Frank Miller. And then we get, for the final story by Ryan North, Logo, which is a Wolverine-Lobo fusion, and we go back to the Amalgam universe. And they kind of tease maybe they'll revisit this in the sequel in one of the backups. But yeah, we get Wolverine and Lobo together, which makes a lot more sense than Dark Claw. But it was cool to see that, to see the Amalgam universe again. It was all good. All in all, this was just fun. Like, is this book going to break ground? I imagine it's going to break sales, but it shows collaboration is still there, and all the stories are solid except one or two. And yeah, we'll just see what happens next in the next comic. I'm really excited for that one. But this was a good start. But yeah, we'll see how Grant Morrison's Batman Deadpool goes and all the backups there. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, if you've read Deadpool Batman, what did you guys think of it? This is a big moment, so let me know what you guys thought of that and the backups. What were your favorites? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.